I'm coming in loud and clear. Might hear me on the radio. Breaker 19. Anybody got their ears on?
Hey guys, it's Eric, owner of Farpoint Farms here in the mountains of North Carolina. And tonight I'll be talking about my top 3 picks for Walkie Talkies. Top 3 picks for Walkie Talkies. These all have a feature or a function that I feel like makes them a really good radio for the price. Some of them are new, some of them are used, all of them are reasonably priced. For starters, I'm going to go with this. This is the newest portable radio I have. This is the President Randy FCC. My information is that this, if you want to buy it brand new, is now going to include FM here very shortly, since we're getting ready to add FM to the mix. Why do I like this CB radio? It's just so modern. It's just so cool. Has a nice big display. Has just like the case, every bit about it is just kind of modern. And there aren't a lot of modern walkie-talkies, either in my list or just in general. So the fact that this is out there, the fact that you can use this as a pure walkie-talkie, or you can hook it up and have it on a charging pad and use this in a car with an antenna coming out the top here, you can do that as well. That makes the Randy, I guess, in my top 3. I'm going to actually put that at number 3. So not my number 1 pick, but for pure walkie-talkiness, yeah, man, this is probably my number 1 pick. I really enjoy it. I take it with us on all our little trips and adventures and leave it on, and you're surprising what you might pick up local comms that you just didn't realize were happening when you're out and about in town. So there it is. That's number 3. Number two, this one, which now lives in my Mirage as a one-hander, is the Midland 75-822. This is the compromise radio, I think is what I will call this one. It does it all. It is a walkie-talkie. I've got it set up here with a rubber ducky antenna. I've got rechargeable batteries in here. Turn it on, and we have ourselves a working walkie-talkie. Actually has pretty good battery life. That's a lot of batteries in there, and so it actually lasts a good long time once it's charged. Has all the features and functions you would have, the same as the Randy does. It has scan. It has weather channels. It has, this one even has some presets if you want to put it in there. So it does do all of it. The reason that this is on my list is not that it's particularly good at being a walkie-talkie or particularly good at any one thing. It's that you can slip off the battery pack. You can take off the antenna, and this in itself is the entire CB radio, and that is incredible that this technology has been around a while and you can get these things used for a pretty decent price. You slide the base model to it and you can hook it up to your cigarette lighter and to a regular car antenna, and now you've got yourself a very compact all-in-one one-hander style radio. And that's why I chose to put this into my Mirage. And so that's where it lives. I've got this thing hooked up. I can turn it on. I hit the scan button. I'm ready to rock and roll. And it does a pretty decent job. It actually talks pretty well from the people that I've spoken to with it. Now I've got this hooked up to the new Virginia antenna from President. And it's not a very tall antenna. It's maybe 18 inches. So not going to be talking 10 miles with it. But for regular like traffic jams, stuff like that, this has been pretty awesome. So the Midland 75-22. There's my second pick. Oop, that's the wrong way. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'll just set that aside because I want to move on. That is my second pick. So what is my number 1 pick for a walkie-talkie in 2022? Well, it's really an old radio, and that is this one right here. This is the TRC 217. I also would say it's a tie because the TRC 216 is even better than the 217. And both of these are excellent performers. They talk great. They put out a lot of power and they have great range. And the biggest reason for that is this. It's the length of the antenna. That's a 4-foot antenna, mid mounted as far as the windings. So we're actually getting pretty decent range out of a little teeny walkie-talkie. These metal plates here, that's actually part of the ground plane. So this was a great, well thought out radio from back in the day. It is super simple. The TRC 217 is super simple. Volume, squelch. We have a light that lights up a very small indicator, and on the top we have a manual dial for all 40 channels. And there's a high and a low. So does it have weather channel? Nope. Does it have FM mode? Certainly not. Does it have any of the features that you would think of when you think of a modern radio like the Randy? It does not. It does not. But why am I recommending it? Because you can get this one brand new and it's got all the features and functions and it's awesome. But this one here you can find for like $10 on eBay, and you pick that up, and with that antenna, it'll actually outperform this in regular AM transmissions. So surprisingly enough, my number one pick would be the TRC-216, which has got some extra features like the ability to add an external microphone, an external speaker, and a digital display. And the 217, which is just pure mechanical goodness. I've had this one, literally I've had since 1990, maybe even 1989, and it still works. I managed to make sure that I take my batteries out so when it sits for long periods of times, it hasn't gone bad, and it just functions. You can plug this thing in like you can plug the other two in, charge it off the wall, and use it as a semi-base. You know, this one here, having the built-in antenna and no way to switch it out, it becomes way harder to do that. But it does have an antenna port, an external RCA antenna port, so you can leave this down and run it out and actually run this thing in your house if necessary, or in a car. So there you go. There are my top 3 picks. I'm curious to see what your opinion is on that. Bet you I probably have managed to anger several of you. There are a lot of walkie-talkies that were made, and there are a lot of great walkie-talkies that were made, but this one here is the best at doing a little bit of everything. This one here is the best at just being a walkie-talkie. And this one here is the best at talking. It's got the best range and the best capability when it comes to having a built-in antenna. That rubber ducky antenna being about that tall, as opposed to a full 4-foot antenna. You can never outdo that when it comes to being able to talk around the planet. I guess that'll do it for tonight, my friends. I'm Eric, the owner of Farpoint Farms here in the beautiful mountains of North Carolina. It's actually not even that cold here for the middle of winter. Welcome to 2022. Welcome back to the channel if you've been gone. If you'd like to, please hit the like and subscribe button. I don't think like even works anymore, but I keep saying that. So maybe just hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you next time. Take care.